Williams, an NBA analyst of the first variety for the worldwide leader in sports, at Real J Williams on Twitter, and the author of this stellar book that you should go out and get, radio audience. I'm holding it up for the television audience. Life is Not an Accident by Jay Williams. You came in a couple of weeks ago, sir. You spoke so eloquently on this. Our fans of this show were overwhelmed by your story and your inspiration. Good to see you, sir.
Good to be back, Rich. Thanks for having me.
You bet. I got to ask you about the story of the day, even though it's not really a story, the passing of Prince. Can you believe this?
No, I can't. And I got a chance to meet him twice.
Did?
Yeah, different courtside games, and he's always so softly spoken. And when he extends a hand, you do the man. Like, you just gave me the man handshake. I'm not saying that Prince is not manly, but you go like that with a strong handshake.
Yeah.
Like his was more like.
Oh, he gave you the hand.
See how softly you grab it naturally?
I wish I hadn't done that.
Yeah. I didn't know. I'm like, do I kiss the hand? Do I just hold it? Do I elevate it?
Now, was this in Chicago?
Yeah, I met one time in Chicago, and I met another time at a LA Lakers game a couple years past that. But the two most intimate Prince moments I have in my life. Can I say that?
Please.
Intimate
of course. Yeah.
Prince
Absolutely.
moments? Okay. There's a play on words there.
They're IPMs.
Yes. Number one, first off, when I was working out here, to come back and play, my fiance at the time had just broken up with me over the phone, and I went to go meet my agent downtown LA, proceeded, because I was very depressed, have 6 shots of tequila, have 3 martinis,
oh my gosh,
and decided to put myself in the car, don't ask me why, and drive back to my friend's house. As I was driving back, I was in the fast lane, and Purple Rain came on, and that was my ex-fiance's favorite song. Started crying hysterically. It's like a movie. Rich, you can't make this stuff up. Started crying. Whoop, whoop. Cop pulls me over. I start to pull over towards the left side of the road.
Oh, no.
Issue number 1. As I find my way working over to the right side of the road, I finally get over to the cop, says, hey, how fast are you going? I said around 40, 45 miles per hour. He says, hey, did you play basketball at Duke? And I said, yes, in the back of my mind. Yes, I'm going to get out of this. As he's asking me that question, backup cop comes. He asked me how fast I was going. I was like, your partner just asked me that. I was maybe going 50, 55 miles per hour. They took me out of the car. They put me through all these testings. Now, obviously, my injured leg, okay? I couldn't really go through the testing, so I was whoring out my leg, saying I can't balance, I can't do these different things. He said, fine, Jay, we'll let you go if you can tell us how fast you're going. I said the maximum I was going was 65 miles per hour. Next thing you know, I'm being put in the back of a jail, a cop car. I was going 35 miles per hour in the fast lane. I was crying to Prince in Purple Rain.
Oh, my gosh.
Yes. Bad moment, but funny moment now that hopefully everybody's okay. I'm not endorsing that.
No,
just giving
but I mean,
intimate Prince moment.
No kidding.
Yes. Second intimate Prince moment with Carlos Boozer. Have you heard this story?
I have not.
Okay. With Carlos Boozer, he's playing for Utah. He bought a crazy house out here in Beverly Hills, and he gives me a call. And I'm like, hey, what's going on? He's like, dude, I cannot find my house. I'm like, what do you mean? You just bought like a $10 million home in Los Angeles. You can't find your $10 million home in LA? He's like, I can't find my house. And he was wigging out. Ends up that he rented his house to Prince. Prince changed, he had like these lines in the front gate, changed the lines, changed the front gate to like the Prince sign, changed waters, knocked out rooms in the house, knocked out the room in the master bedroom.
As a renter?
As a renter, knocked out the room in the master bedroom, connected it to the next room, made it into a hair salon. Now, this is 6'9", 265-pound Boozer. He was livid. And then the beautiful thing about everything, when it was all over, he changed everything, the roofing, the ceiling, moldings in the house, everything. And when it was all said and done, he gave him a check close to, I don't know how many millions of dollars, said, change it back. Here you go. And Boozer's like, you are the craziest and the best tenant I've ever had in my life. It's unbelievable.
Wow.
To watch his fluctuation of emotions throughout that time, it was so funny to
Carlos,
watch.
just for calling him, he didn't need the hair salon.
No, yeah, Carlos has the same problem I do.
And me.
Yeah, exactly. Hairlines are getting back on defense.
So Prince rents a mansion from Carlos Boozer.
Oh, it's all over the internet. If you check it out back in the day, it's unbelievable.
I've never heard this story before.
It's hysterical.
I never heard that either. Wow.
How do you knock out the wall to the master bedroom and change it into a hair salon?
And Prince played high school basketball. Prince loved some hoops.
It's the whole Prince and David Chappelle thing, where...
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that whole skit?
No, but I've heard about it.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, we're showing the Prince shot of of, at Bryant High in the afro.
What are we using in the hair back then? Like, what kind of juice? What are we using? It looks so glow.
Look, you look at that picture, and you could see, you could tell it's Prince. You could also tell he's of high school age. And the reason why I bring that up is because of the story that we've been teasing for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Brockman, lay it on Jay Williams right now.
Okay, so Catholic Central High School in Windsor, Ontario. They've got this great young player, a 17-year-old 6'9" center. He's so good, he's dominating. The coach puts together a highlight video because he thinks he has a good chance of going pro. As it turns out, this guy, Nicola, is from the South Sudan, and he is arrested for violating the Immigration Refugee Protection Act. Because why? He's 30 years old.
30.
He's 30 years old?
Posing as a 17-year-old high schooler.
Oh my, he's 30?
Yeah.
He is a grown-ass man. Dominating high school kids.
30 years posing as a freshman in high school.
Posing as like a junior.
A junior?
Twice the age of Danny Almonte, plus.
Oh my God. I guess, has he been dating girls in the high school? How does that work?
I think he uses the Dollar Shave Club once an hour.
Oh my goodness.
He's 30.
In the video, he's like, yeah, I'm 30, as he dunks
And
on
he's
a poor
dunking
freshman.
on people.
Yeah.
This is unbelievable. I mean, he should still get drafted.
He's not missing from three-point
No.
range as we're looking at it right now.
He's better than a lot of players I know coming up in this year's draft. I would give him a shot. I would give him at least a 10-day.
He's 30, playing high school basketball.
Can you imagine if you're a parent and he's taking your daughter to like the sophomore prom? Like, how do you come back from that? I would lose it. I would lose it as a parent.
You don't.
And he kind of looks like he's 16 years old. That's a
You
amazing
did think,
part.
I don't know,
Baby face.
maybe on the video, but when you see him, I mean,
that's true. I
he
guess
does
that could-
have, like some wrinkles above the eyes.
We're talking about the tall kid, not the kid on the right, right?
That's correct.
Okay, the kid on the
Look
right
at the
could
rest
look
of
like
the kids.
kid.
The rest of
Yeah.
those kids are kids.
I know, the kid on the right could be 30. That's a fair assessment, Rich.
All right, let's take a break. Jay
amazing.
Williams, we'll talk about the of age associate. I mean, he's older. He's older than most of the guys playing. He's older than Curry.
We got to start.
He's older than most of the Golden State Warriors.
We have to start fingerprinting people before they go to high school.
We'll take a break. We'll be back with Jay Williams talking about the NBA playoffs. And then we'll take some of your phone calls as well before we get out of Dodge in the last half hour of this busy Thursday edition of The Rich Eisen Show. Jay Williams here in studio on The Rich Eisen Show. Prince is trending, obviously, on Twitter. So is Whitney. People remembering about Whitney Houston today, too. In the 80s, Michael Jackson, Whitney, and Prince are now gone, all of them.
It's a holy trinity right there.
And also what just started trending in the last hour is Lake Minnetonka.
That's the
Awesome.
David Chappelle stuff.
Because that's what you cleanse yourself. When Apollonia cleansed
Pancakes.
herself in the waters of Lake Minnetonka, one of the greatest moments of my high school life was that moment, Purple Rain, I'll be honest with you. But let's change gears. Let's talk about these NBA playoffs.
Do they really matter?
What do you think?
I mean, like, don't we all know that Cleveland's coming out of the East?
Do you think so?
Yes.
You
It's
don't
not
think
even
the
a
Heat,
question.
the way they're playing
No.
right now against Charlotte, can put
No.
it together?
No.
You
I
don't
don't think
think that-
Toronto, I know it's 1-1 in that series. No. It's going to be Cleveland, and then we're going to see who the winner of San Antonio Golden State's going to be.
What'd you think about what Stanley Johnson? Is that the young man's name?
Yeah, Stanley Johnson
From
of the
Arizona?
Pistons.
Did you hear what he said?
Yeah.
That he's in LeBron's head right now.
Well, how about this? So
And
I got a chance to do a sit down with Stanley Johnson before the draft.
Okay.
And we go through all these this litany of questions, real quick answers. And I said, who in the NBA are you going to lock up next year? And he said, LeBron James. And I said, whoa, really? LeBron James? Why? He's like, because I feel like physically I can play with a guy like that and I'm not scared of him. And I appreciated that comment at the given time. I don't know if I appreciate it right before you play him in a playoff game. That just, LeBron James is the last guy you want to give incentive to dominate.
Yeah, but it's
you even
also
more.
after a game in which you dropped to 0-2, in which LeBron actually went 6 for 6 personally against you to say I'm in his head. I understand that you try to be confident and you try to believe in yourself and you're trying to prove to everyone I'm not afraid, but that one was the head scratcher.
But a part of me still likes it though, Rich, because all this stuff when you play professional basketball or any sport, Jedi mind tricks, all the time. And it's like people got really. Last time I was on your show, we talked about Coach K, right? And we talked about the comments and stuff like that. In order to be great at something, you always need to find a cause. And sometimes I feel like we want athletes to not be so stereotypical and not give you the politically correct answers. How annoyed do we get at that, right? So when we finally do hear inside what an athlete finally tells us, then we rip him. I don't want to rip him. I actually like it. That's who that kid is. His mentality is of a fighter, and he wants to fight LeBron James. I appreciate that somebody has been open enough to step. Now, if he lives up to that challenge, great. If he doesn't, he's going to get killed. But at least he's had the moxie to go out there and say it.
Speaking of telling it like it is, do you have the Stan Van Gundy soundbite, Law, from last night?
We do, yeah.
This is great because somebody points out about Tyronn Lue playing LeBron at the top of the second and fourth quarters instead of resting him previously. Did you hear this sound?
No, I haven't heard it
This
yet.
is good. This is classic SVG right now. Go for it. Stan Van
Del
Gundy.
Tufa's got to pull it here real quick.
Oh, he does?
We'll get it for you in 10 seconds.
This is classic Stan Van Gundy. Where
By the way, he's great.
yeah, I know
Post
he's
game interviews and
superb.
presser.
Is Del Tufo's head popping off?
He's
of his
got
head?
What did you think of Ty's lineup in the second and fourth quarter to start each quarter? He put LeBron out there this time. That seemed to be his major adjustment from game one.
LeBron's always a pretty good adjustment, yeah. Yeah, that's really smart coaching to put LeBron on the floor. It is. That's really smart coaching to put LeBron on the floor. Give him a lot of credit for that adjustment, if that's what you want to call it.
Oh, he's pure comedy, 24/7.
I love Stan Van Gundy.
He tells it how it is.
Well, what he did to Dwight Howard a few years ago
Yes.
is the stuff of legend. I will be showing my children that one day when they can understand what actually
The
happened.
one thing I always love about Stan is that he doesn't give a shit what anybody says. He doesn't care. Like, it could run on SportsCenter and Jeff would talk about it like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, tell me who cares. Like, he just says what's on his mind. Like, yeah, Tyronn Lue, great job. You have LeBron James, the best player in the planet.
Yeah.
Maybe actually the second best player in the planet right now.
And the best player is Steph Curry.
Oh, yeah,
So I want to take a quick phone call from you. Brian in Raleigh, North Carolina, has a question for Jay Williams here on the Rich Eisen Show. Brian, you're on. What's up, bud?
Hey, Rich, how are you?
I'm fine. You're on with Jay Williams.
What's up, Brian?
Not much, Jay. Have to admit, you killed me back in the year you won your national championship as a Maryland fan.
Well, if you
went
didn't
on.
bet against me, I wouldn't have killed you.
Oh, nice.
There you go.
There we go. What's your question, Brian?
So my question is, first question would be, if the Warriors continue winning with Steph sitting on the bench, do they have a chance of beating San Antonio in the Western Conference Finals?
No, they got to get him ready for that.
Yeah, well, they can beat Houston without him playing. I mean,
He should sit for the remainder of this.
I would sit him.
Okay.
I mean, even if they lost another
Thanks,
game,
Brian.
thanks, Brian. If he didn't feel well, I would still sit
Well,
him.
what do you think it is? Because your MRI's clean, everything's clean, but there's the whispers that your Duke friend, buddy Grant Hill, is having his name whispered about in relation to Curry's injury, which, as you know, is not the best name to be hearing associated with a foot injury, an ankle injury. What do you think this is, Jay?
Well, he's always had ankle issues. I think that he tweaked it. It seemed like it was a defensive possession beforehand where he got hurt. And I think it's one of those things with him that, look, there's no way, they're not going to win the whole thing unless Stephen Curry's healthy. So I'm not really worried about it. Houston doesn't play defense for hell anyway.
What is going on?
I don't know. They have so many problems with that whole organization. And it starts with the whole Dwight Howard thing, and then him not really being committed, and then James Harden is a joke. He's brilliant offensively when he gets the ball in his hands and the way he can get to the free throw line. But defensively, when your best player seems to not care, that's a trickle-down effect. I mean, that's why Cleveland is good, because at least LeBron, he may be overly competitive, he may be emotional, but at least you know he's going to bring that kind of an effort each and every day. But back to Stephen Curry, I think you just have to play it by ear. I think the more rest for him, the better. I'm not worried about his jump shot going bad. That kid is in the gym every single day. But you just need him to be healthy. And but you do have to start thinking about long-term with him if he's not able to get through this.
So you're thinking Toronto, Indiana's just filler,
Yes.
right? And what about Oklahoma City and Dallas? Is that filler?
I think OKC is going to end up blowing Dallas out. I mean, we had a random Raymond Felton sighting. I love Raymond Felton. I know him since the North Carolina days. I don't see him playing that well. And plus, KD missed so many shots.
Yeah, that was really. I don't know why they're having problems closing out in fourth quarters, man. With two stars like that, you think they could fill it up.
Their offense, Rich. It's like you and I are on the court and we're standing in the three-point line and we're watching. Everybody becomes a ball watcher on that team. And when Russ has the ball, KD becomes a ball watcher. I mean, unless Russ is creating for KD, which makes it easier. But, I mean, those two guys are the two guys that carry the load. And they only assist on, 26% of their team's points. Now, they're scoring a lot. But, the playoffs are half-court, grind-you-out scenarios. And they can't attack and score in transition. they're going to struggle sometimes.
Is this a problem for the NBA that we're all sitting here just biding our time for the second round? Is that a problem? Or because there's a lot
It's
of
been a problem, hasn't it been? I mean, how many years have we talked about San Antonio being in the finals forever? Or now we're talking about Golden State.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same story in the East that it's always been since LeBron came to Cleveland. Like, Cleveland's going to be in the Eastern Conference Finals. I mean, a couple years ago we got excited about Atlanta, but they shit on the pot.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's the same old story. It's true.
You do know we're on live radio and
I'm
television
sorry.
right now.
I apologize.
That's 2 S-bombs right now.
I apologize.
We got 2
Can I
D
get
words.
blurbed out?
By the way, we are like NC-17 today. We got 2 D words from Aisha Tyler.
That's true.
2 S-bombs from Jay Williams. Our in-studio guests are all potty mouth
I feel
right now.
comfortable, though. That's
great.
what
No,
I'm
but
saying.
that's
That's like I'm
I
at a
like
bar
that.
right
That's
now.
good.
I'm
That's
sorry.
we like it. We like
Our
that.
question today is if you could rescind a sports moment from your team. Not from you personally, not from your personal life, because my gosh, your book is filled with stuff that you like
I
to
can
rescind.
rescind
I'm sure.
moments from.
So, but just sports moments on the court or anything from or teams that you grew up loving. If you could rescind a sports moment in the same way the Panthers rescinded the franchise tag on Josh Norman, what would it be? Jay Williams.
At first, I said it randomly, the whole Bull situation with Jerry Krause and the whole breakup of that team, the dissension that existed between Phil Jackson and Jerry and then Jordan and then getting ready to Scotty. And also, I'm a big Isaiah Thomas fan. So I have to go back to that dream team. Like, not having Zeke on that team, like, it's the whole thing with Magic and that whole issue. Like, I wish I could, because Zeke thinks about that for a long time. And I love him as a player. Like, when I was growing up, I couldn't relate to Michael Jordan. I was never going to be 6'6", 6'7", with a 40-inch vertical flying through the air. Like, I had to look at the little guys that were doing, like, the gritty stuff, the quick guys. And that was Isaiah Thomas for me. So I wish I could bring that back for him.
Okay. Can I bring you back on this show to talk when the second round hits and the third round
I'm
hits?
here, and I promise you I will not drop an S-bomb.
That's okay. That's okay. That's just the Duke education in you coming out right
Yes, I got a little edge to me.
Coach K is an edgy guy. You're an edgy guy. So
Hey,
thanks for coming on.
I think I curse a lot.
Jay Williams, I know that. He's an Army man. Life is not an accident. Jay Williams, go get this book, A Memoir of Reinvention. It is moving. It is inspirational. It is awesome. Thank you, sir, for
Thanks
coming
for
back on. You bet.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.